Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning somewhere out there in the world. You are watching right here live on the Face of a Hero. It is Thursday, guys, and I do apologize for not making it last week. Sometimes you just do too much that the time goes by like that, and there goes that, right? So, thank you for joining me this evening. I have an amazing hero, whoop, whoop, and she is local, statewide, and I am claiming she's nationwide because she deals with the government. And you know, the government is nationwide. So, I am just so excited, and I cannot hide it. You know, it is Holy Thursday for us that believe in Holy Week. Happy Holy Week. And how many of you are actually going to enjoy this year and enjoy Easter? Can you believe it's already here? Oh my goodness. Time flies when you are having fun. I just want to thank for all of you that are actually here with me, that you are getting ready to hear a powerhouse. Yes, she is a powerhouse. She may not know it, but you know what? She is truly a powerhouse. And I'm going to bring you up. Miss Tara Nelson will be up in just a few seconds. And once again, thank you for tuning in to The Face of a Hero. My co sidekick is on MIA, or he is a sabbatical, taking a sabbatical. But anyway, the show must go on regardless, right? So let's bring up none other than Miss Tara Nelson. Hello there. How are you?
Good evening. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I am good. And now I'm doing better. Hello, everybody. And to everybody that's watching us on Facebook, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, and Twitch TV, and also on my Facebook, The Face of a Hero, and the Facebook of my name, Eve Gomez, also known as EVE. And the hero spotlight today is on Miss Tara Nelson. Is it Tara or Tara?
It's Tara.
Tara. Okay. But I want to say Tara for some reason. Tara.
You know
Hola.
what? My mother says Tara, and but it's actually, everybody says Tara, so it's fine.
Tara will
Have your way, Eve.
be like Burger King, have it my way. No. You know, I always come up with fun stuff. But you know, for those of you that may or may not know who Tara is, we've worked together. I don't know how many years it's been. Oof,
Yes, it's
been a
been a
while.
number of years now.
We're
Yes.
still looking young. You still look young. Like we don't change, Tara. You have not changed. You still look good, if you don't mind me saying.
Whew, okay. Thank you.
That's right. We got good genes. We got Jesus genes. Well, once again, welcome to the Face of a Hero. And you are a hero tonight, but you're not just a hero tonight for us. You're a hero in the community, in the region, and many people need to know who you are, Miss Nelson. And I know who you are, but many people do not. And of course, you wear several
Oh,
hats. You remind me of somebody I know. You wear several hats,
yes,
and
I
kudos
do.
to you. I cannot say or ask how do you
So,
do it, but the audience may want to know how do you do it. But first of all, today is the day that this platform is offered to you, Tara. You are the face of a hero. How do you do it? People need to know because people look up to others that do heroic things, right? That wear several hats. First of all, our audience wants to know who is Tara Nelson? Who are you as a person? Where you from? Tell us.
well, as a person, I'm just me. I'm humbled by what God has blessed me with. And I'm just a simple person that's trying to make a difference in somebody else's life because I look around and I see a lot of people don't have the village that I had to raise me. So now I want to give back by pouring into others. But I am Tara Nelson and I have two boys, Marcus and Nacy. And it's just us two. My late husband passed away. And so in 2014. So I was blessed to have a village to help me raise my two boys. So I'm just a simple person, church going, family oriented. I love my family. We do a lot together. Um, my mom was my sidekick. I just lost her recently. However, I know she must have knew I could carry on. So I'm just me. Nothing special, just me.
Oh, you are special. Let me just tell you, you are someone special. Or I don't know what you're thinking when you say that. And for those of you that are on my Instagram, I'm trying to get it to work, and something's happened there. But anyway, you are someone that people need to know, Tara. For some reason, I only thought you had one son. You would only talk about one, the one that's in high school. My mistake. Now I'm learning
Yes,
some more new things about you. Well, um, my condolences, obviously, to you and your family on the loss of your mom.
thank you.
I know that she will always live in you for sure. And life goes on, and you are truly showing that the clock didn't stop. It just kept on ticking because of who you are, Tara. And I want to thank you for accepting my invitation to bring you on this show today, because you do things that some may not know. There's a lot of behind the scenes and a lot of in front of the scenes, and I seen you in both. And I applaud you. I thank you for all that you do for the community, but in the community, right? Some people may see you, some people may not, especially when you're downstate. And it's been fun working with you going downstate and doing the trainings of my school options. But let me start with sharing a bit of your story with us, Tara. Um, what got you to do what you do before we get to knowing what it is that you do? This is a platform to let us know the hero, you.
you know, bef- somebody poured into me, and that's what I always go back to. It was always my grandmother. I was raised by my grandmother, and we lived on a block where everybody came to her house. There was no stranger. You could always get a warm meal, warm bed, it's just whatever you needed. And it was a family of us. And they say, wow, I say, it was so many of you all. I was like, well, that was just somebody else's cousin that's hey. But my grandmother was that village that took the time to help and raise and nurture others. And so it was just instilled into me, you give a helping hand to everyone. And when the opportunity presented itself for me to be able to give back and do it, I jumped at it. I always wanted, and I asked God, I say, if you take me from this one job and you put me in a position where I can help somebody, I will do it to the best of my ability. And I was granted that wish. And I have been moving forward ever since with helping somebody else and giving back. I find myself in situations where it's like, oh my God, did I make a difference? And then I run into somebody and they're like, hey, Miss Tara, hey, you did this and that. And I say, oh my God, I didn't know I did, but I'm so glad I was able to help you with something I said or done. And that's rewarding to me. It's priceless. I could never put a price tag on it. It's because it's what they say, well, comes from the heart, reaches the heart. And I try to be a person that just because I do this don't mean to say I could be a person in need one day. I could be a person sitting behind that. So I'm gonna treat you just like you gonna treat me. I'm not gonna treat you like I'm that person that be like, oh no, 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 no. Girl, we the same. I'm no different from you. So
Mm,
let me help you and you can help me. We can learn from each other. And
mm.
that's how I pride myself. And that has gotten me so far to a lot of tables.
I have seen some of those tables that you've gotten to, and that to me is awesome. It's amazing because I know you're getting to those tables and not even make it about you.
Yes. Hmm.
Because I appreciate the information that you get from those tables and you bring it back home, right? And
Right.
that is what's so needed out here. Now, let me ask you, have you had any struggles into making sure that you're wearing several hats, but you also have a life? How do you balance?
Ooh, sometimes I come home and I'll be like, I'm about to lose my mind. I'll be like, I'm about to cry. I'll be like, okay, I can't do this. And every time I feel like I want to throw my hands up and throw in the towel, it's always a reminder. I will go to my pastor and be like, I can't do this no more. I need to do this. I tell I would tell my mom that uh like this is too much. This one meant for me. And then I found myself, I was like, I'm not nobody case manager. I'm not no therapist. Oh my God, what am I doing? Like, who and the problems weigh on you when you come in. But I was reminded you asked for something a long time ago and he granted it to you. So
Mm,
now what are you gonna do with it?
mm,
And so it's that piece that reminds me that this is what I asked for, and he don't put no more on you than you can bear. And if you are called to do this and this is your calling, then step into your calling. And I
mm,
have somebody that recently reminded me, say, Tara, you know you're a grown woman. Own it. Walk into it because you're doing the thing and you're helping others along the way. And it is beneficial. And you are beneficial to them just like they are beneficial to you.
wow, that's good. That's good. So you've had those moments. First of all, let me take you back. When did you have the aha moment to say, this is what I need to do?
I was working in the clerk's office because I worked in the clerk's office with Gary City Court for over 12 years. And I was in school getting my degree at Calumet College. And I never forget, I was writing a paper in one of my classes. I want to say I was writing a paper about helping somebody. And at the time, somebody had came into the clerk's office and they had stated that it was a young man who they just had a bad shootout on Fifth Avenue, Fifth and Ralston. Young man got shot. At the time, he was talking about it. Then it wasn't enough. I was like, well, and then they was like, well, yeah, his dad is a fireman. I said, hold up, who? And as he continued to talk, come to find out, it was my cousin. My little cousin had gotten
Mm,
shot in the back and um, on
mm,
Fifth at that time. And I never forget when the gentleman was saying it, and I was just like, "Oh my God,
mm,
are you serious?" And so I immediately called my grandmother and was like, okay, let me call my sister, let me call my grandmama, let me call, like, I got on the phone, like, okay, I'm like, okay, I gotta leave work. Like, this
mm,
is serious. I have to leave work. And when I got to my grandmother, and my grandma said, go see what's going on. You need to go see and call me and let me know. So I got to the hospital. And that night when I was sitting there finishing writing my paper, and in writing my paper, I changed my whole paper to talk about gang violence.
mm,
And I did my paper on that. And in that moment, and sitting writing my paper, I was like, Lord, you know what? If you just take me away from the clerk's office and give me a job where I can help somebody,
mm,
then because this is no, I don't want to be because he ended up being he lived for, I want to say, about 5 years after the shooting, but
mm,
he was couldn't walk no more, couldn't talk. It was couldn't do nothing else for himself. He was bedbound,
mm,
and it hurt a lot to see your relative like that and how he laid in ICU for those months and those times and couldn't talk, and it was a struggle. And when I wrote that paper and I made that vow, and I want to say that was I left the clerk's office in 2011. And when I left in 2011, it was okay, what I'm going to do. 2012, I came back to the court, but I came back in another role. I came
Mm.
back to work with Judge Inga Lewis Shannon, and she had searched for me. And I wasn't too far because I had started working for the post office, and I was like, okay, I can do mail. And I was like, nah, this is not for me. And um, once I started working with her, I came in just to keep. She said, I need a clerk. I need somebody to keep records, and can't nobody keep it like you. So I said, okay. And once I came and started working with her, I started working with her in 2012, 2013. Matter of fact, it was 2013. And from 2013 on to today, I started as a clerk. Now I am the director of programs for Project Rebuild, which is a truancy prevention program through that Judge English Lewis Shannon started as a specialty court out of Gary City Court.
Wow. Did you think that that would happen?
No, I didn't. I did not see that coming. No, not at all.
Well, you have not because you've asked not, and when you ask, bam, here it is.
Right.
Right? Wow. And so the website to that foundation or that organization that Tara just mentioned, it's right under the screen, prbfoundations.org. I've known you from being in the community, you being a vendor, and I'm at the event, I'm part of it, not knowing exactly what you're doing, right? But I just knew you were serving, I knew you were doing things. And now here comes another organization that we end up working together, My School Options. How did that come about?
In 2017, I met Caesar Roman, and I was introduced to him by another colleague. And so at that time, I was working for Indiana Parenting Institute as a project coordinator. And so he was like, well, you're a project coordinator. I need to host some events up in here. I need to do some like after work mixers, some little things. And so I started hosting them at the office after hours for him. And the next thing I know, he was like, hey, I'm looking for somebody out up here in Northwest Indiana to be like an outreach coordinator. And this is what we got going on. And so he said, you know anybody? And so I was like, no. I said, well, let me think about it. Then when I went, I told my mama, I was like, what you think? And she was like, maybe you should try it. And I was like, me? And I said, okay. And so when I interviewed for it, I started, that was 2017. And in July, I got hired with Institute for Quality Education, and I've been with them ever since.
Mm.
I've served as the outreach coordinator. I served as the interim uh, manager for the team. Um, I've done a lot with them, and I've learned a lot. It has taken me to another level with knowing the ins and out and being able to learn about policies and our legislative, our government, and knowing that, you take your high school econ and government class, but that stuff really didn't too much. I did my class, I did what I had to do to graduate. But when you started having hands on with it and you get to learning the different laws and the different rules and seeing the people that make the difference for us, it makes you want to learn more. It made me want to grasp more. And then knowing about educational options and when he said what they was doing, I said, well, I had two children, and it helped me because I was that single mom, and I didn't know how I was gonna be able to afford for both of my kids to have, and one was here in the school, and then the other one was here, and they were saying this was going on with this one. And I'm like, okay, I got to snatch him out of this school and put him in somebody else. And you don't realize the choices that you have until somebody take you to educate you on them. And that education piece helped me. And so I say, okay, let me pull back now and pay it forward and help the next person.
And that's what
And
it's
so
all about.
anytime
You were saying, I'm sorry,
helping
go
the
ahead.
next, I say just helping the next person.
It is. And for those that haven't watched the movie Pay It Forward, it's from a long time ago. The little kid said, I see dead people was the main character there. I saw it a couple days ago and I just watched it like I'm watching it the first time. It always has me. It gets me at the end of it. I am boohooing to the end of the movie. But paying it forward is what life should be all about and trying to change the world. And you are a game changer, Tara. You are
Thank
making a
you.
difference. You are, some may not tell us because I know what it feels like that you're working, you're working, you're working, you're serving, not working, you're serving, you're serving. And when a child or when a student comes to you and tells you how you've impacted them, how does that make you feel?
Almost brings me to tears because that is just like the one thing that gets me. That right there. They always say Miss Tara is so, Miss Tara strict, Miss Tara mean. However, that right there breaks Miss Tara down because that is a feeling that it's like, okay, job well done. You done did your job. You have done something to make a difference in somebody's life, and they truly appreciate it. I tell them I see parents that I have worked with or was in the truancy back like 2014, and they still, hey, hey, Miss Tara, and it's like, hey, girl, but like judge be like, now who was that? And I say, that was somebody that was in our truancy program, and she be like, you remember everybody. I say, the ones that you made a difference in their lives.
Yes, you can't forget those and they won't forget you
Yes,
for sure. And so you've met with a lot of parents, Tara, from all walks
yes.
of life, not just Gary, but where are these families coming from that end up in your program with the truancy program?
All across Northwest Indiana. We can have some. I've had some as far as Portage. I've had some in Hammond, Hobart, East Chicago. I get them from all over. I didn't. I didn't even have one from LaPorte.
Mm,
So I get families from all over, and I still treat them like, hey, you the same one that I met. Now, some I'm not gonna have to get. Everybody don't come with a friendly face. Everybody see it because of the way we do it. The first thing they think is they come in with a defense because they see it as a punishment because I'm coming to court. However, that's just the bite, but we become your resource, that person that comes in and help you navigate to get through life, to get through things, because you never know what you may need or what struggles you might fall on. And we not perfect. We
right.
human just like you are human. So we know the struggles of life. So let us give a aid to you in whatever way possible we can. Let us help give you knowledge
Mm,
so that you can have the tools to go out to be a better person, because a lot of our people don't know resources that are available for them, and they don't know how to navigate to get to those resources.
that is so true. And in you being out there in the trenches, getting to meet all sorts of people of all walks of life, from the parent to the grandparent to the courts, the judges, because you got to be in front of them, right?
Yes.
What is that? make you feel when you're in the court and you're hearing what's happening to these students? And then first of all, you get to learn the what's really happening with the students. How does that make you feel?
Sometimes it's a mixed emotion. You have the good with the bad. You get to learn about what's happening with this one may be in a school where is this is not going right for them. The next one may be in a school where everything is going right for them, but it's a bullying issue. Then so it's no one size fits all. So it's
Mm,
the different stories that come into play that you get to hear, that it's like, wow, really. And the one thing I do like that I can do is, okay, well, let's see. I hear your issue, I hear your problem, and I want to hear your voice, because I always tell Judge, the child has a voice as well too, and we need to hear from them. And one that was why we implemented it with our truancy program is we do a restorative circles the first Tuesday of the month, so that we can give them a platform and an outlet to voice your concerns,
mm,
voice what's going on in the classroom, and it's no judgment free. And we have a wonderful, excellent, like, dynamic person that runs that. Her name is Monica Evans, and Monica does those restorative circles with the families and the children, and you get to learn and hear so much, whereas they would not regularly open up, but they do. And you will be amazed at what they say and how they're feeling. And that's some interesting conversations right there. And sometimes the hurt come on, but you try to hide behind, I keep a smile, but I'm hurting inside. Because and I'll come home and tell my sons, you don't know how blessed you are,
mhm.
because you don't know what the next person is going through. You don't know how good you got it. I'll share with my relatives, this is what a family is struggling with. We are truly blessed. We have each other, where you have some families that don't have nobody. They don't have that village or that support system, or they living from pillar to post. They don't know where their next meal is coming from.
Right.
So when I say we are blessed in so many different ways and you don't know it, you have nothing to complain about.
Hmm. That is so true. Have you had nights where all you can think of is that little boy that's on survival mode and didn't get a break?
Those the nights that I sit up and cry. I had to come home and cry. And I had to be like, oh my God, I'm bringing home work. Like, Lord, is weighing so heavy. And how can I help this family? How can I make a difference? Like, I need you to pour into me so I can pour into them. Work. Yes, those rough nights where it's just like, oh my God, I feel like I'm about to I hide behind a smile.
I understand. I totally get it. Yeah, now you're gonna make me cry. Um, but that's because this is real, people. These are real things that when you are a servant and you're in the community and you're doing what you have to, what you were actually put here on earth to do, it can be heartbreaking. And
Yeah.
you're hearing Ms. Nelson here give her own story of what's going on and how she handles things. And the question is, do you handle it as best as you can? Like
Mhm.
you said, you hide behind that smile,
Mhm.
right? Um, you could say that behind that smile, there's someone that's breaking, there's someone that's hurting,
Mhm.
right? So, have you had a moment where you just feel like this isn't for me anymore? This has just gotten to be a heavy burden. Um, because this is the platform for you. This is your platform. You are the face of a hero today. So to getting to know who you are as a person, as that hero, so people can really empathize for those heroes that are out there, unsung heroes, doing what it takes to change the world, somebody's world.
Yes, I do have those. I have those moments, and I have had those moments. And I'll say, okay, this is too stressful. I can't do this. I need a break. And I do have to take a break. I have to take a mental break because you hear and you come in contact with so many, whether it's a parent with a story that's struggling with a child that couldn't get no services, and the child may need an IEP from MSO that they need to go to another school, that they need this, or whether it's a child that's struggling at this school, or it's a whole family and they're homeless, and you're trying to find somewhere for them to live. You're trying to find a home for them. They can't pay the NIPSCO here, they can't, and you trying to find services for them. That weighs. That's a lot. And it's like, okay, I can't do this. So I may take a day or two off and be like, I just need to regroup and be like, this is not for me. But how they say is, it's always something that draws you back to
Mhm.
say, you got this, you can do this. And I look around and I'll be like, oh, Jesus, thank you, because you didn't work this out for me and you didn't work it out so that I can help
Yeah,
them. So, yes. So that's when I'll be like, okay, yes. And it
I'm
gives
back.
you that spark to keep going, to do more. I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. You can ready to change the world now.
That's great. And for those of you that just joining in, thank you for joining us to The Face of a Hero that comes on every Thursday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're always looking for a hero, an unsung hero. You know, we start out with first responders, but you, Tara, are a first responder when it comes to truancy. I mean, you get the kids. How do you get to know who is, or how does that process work? They call you. Is it coming from the school? Is it coming from the community, or all of the above? To know, okay, it's time for wear to wear this hat now, and I'm gonna have to deal with these families. I don't know where they're coming from, but you get to know where they're coming from once you meet them.
I we get referrals from all over. If a parent is having issues with a kid, they'll bring them to judge, and judge will be like, okay, Miss Tara, talk with this family. You need to come report to me. You need to write me a paper, double space, type, uh, paragraph format. This is how I want this paper. Um, and for the most part, Miss Tara, did you handle them? Did you see what's going on? Then we get referrals through juvenile probation. The schools refer them to either DCS or juvenile, because we have that working relationship with them, and we have the truancy service standard, the community service standard for truancy under DCS. So we have that in Lake County, Porter County, and Marion County, and so we get referrals through there. Then we have those that we might just have to monitor a case. The school may say, hey, we just need you to check on this family. Can you look into this family? That's why we try to treat everybody as you want to be treated. And it's not a one size fits all program, because you never know what the need may be or what the
Mhm.
family may be hurting with. And before it gets to the point where they are too far gone, they'll say, okay, can you intervene? Can you check on this family? Can you talk with this family? Can you meet with them? I just had one today that just said, "Hey, we got a family. Can you monitor this family for us?" And they said, "Well, they we looked at them. We can't. Um, the case is closed, but we just need you to monitor this family." And so I say, "Of course, that's not a problem. If I can do something to help, I we'll do that."
Wow. And it takes patience. It takes to have a heart. And yes, Pastor Teresa Bibbs. She is your girl. She's my girl too. So we ain't fighting over Tara, okay? And yes, Mr. Taylor, she is a beautiful soul. It takes one to know one, and I know Sister Tara is an amazing, powerful woman that does nothing but serve without judgment. And she has to be that way because you just heard her, that type of family she come across. And we're not just talking about one city, one county. There's several counties, several cities. And I know I got some people from East Chicago watching, from Hammond, from Illinois, from other states. Truancy is real. And
Mhm.
so, well, first of all, what is truancy? Some may not know what that means.
It's where it's parental neglect, where a child has missed more than 10 days of school and they have failure to educate a normal child. So, as Gary City Court, Judge Shannon has the power over the parent. However, because we have the relationship and the partnership with juvenile, the child is actually the intake is actually given and the referral is given through juvenile or DCS, and then it was referred to us. And when we get the referrals, we look at it as a holistic approach to find out what is the root cause of um, that chronic absenteeism. Why are you missing school? What has happened? What has caused you to not be? And we have found that it's a lot of different things. It stems from homelessness to mental illness to literacy, from literacy to just being where a parent just got off track and she's struggling and she just needs a helping hand to get back on track. So it's a lot of different forms, or the child may just be sick and the mom doesn't know that she can just get a note from the doctor to say this child has a chronic illness and this is the days the child may be out, which is that. And the unknown is that parent can actually ask for that child to become homebound. Do they know the laws and the different things on that? No, but that's why you come to us so we can educate you on what you need to know about and how to advocate. That's one of the main things that I learned from MSO and that I love doing is giving them the information on how to advocate for themselves and giving families the tools because that is so important. You know, people don't hear you when you're yelling and screaming, but when you come with them with a different tone and a different voice, and you
Right.
can tell your story in 2 to 3 minutes with a good pitch, hey, you
Right.
captured it.
Yeah, and that's the key. Fire with fire, you just can't burn it down. You cannot
Yes.
tame it down or tone it down or diffuse it, if you will. Throw in
Mhm.
some honey. It would say you gather more bees with honey, right?
Yes.
Oh, and it so works because I have heard parents, they come barging in and they got attitude and they're yelling. And then now if a staff member yells back, you're not gonna help her,
No.
and certainly not going to help you either by doing that. Two wrongs don't make a right. So you're absolutely right. It takes a lot of strength, right, and patience and understanding and compassion to know that they're hurting and you're
Yes.
part of the solution, not part of the problem. But when you're yelling back, you become part of that problem, right?
Exactly.
It only magnifies whatever they came barging in to yell about for you doing that. So I know that this show has been reduced to 30 minutes, but we're over a little time, but that's okay. We're just got a few more minutes. Let's talk about Tara when she lets her hair down. If she does that, I don't know. We're about to find out. What do you like to do for fun? What are your hobbies?
Oof. My outlet is shopping is my therapy.
Okay.
That's my therapy. That's about the most fun and entertainment. You know, I like doing the traditional, going to the movies and going to different restaurants, trying it. Um, Adventurous. I love traveling, so I love when they say, "Oh, we finna send you to a conference here." Yes, thank you.
Do we have one coming soon? Right? No.
Yes, May. in May, but it's just in Indy. And then I have one coming up in April, and that's just over in Joliet. So those are local. I could drive to those. However, but it's the ones that I get on the airplane and be gone for a couple of days.
Fly
But
me.
no,
Yes, fly me. Next time you fly, see if they ask for another advocate or something. I can come with
okay,
you.
I sure will. Sure will.
Um, what about how do you um what's the word I'm trying to figure out here? Forget everything that's going on besides you taking a mental break. But what is it that you do to get that mental break besides taking the day off?
Because I am involved in so many other things, it's another organization. So it may be something that I started working on for National Hookup of Black Women, which is a advocacy organization as well.
Yes,
So
yes, it's
I'll do
struggle.
some with hookup, then it'll be then the sorority. I am a Sigma, a proud member of Sigma Gamma Rho.
Okay,
So
okay.
I'll be involved with the sorority, which I chair one of our national and international programs, which is Operation Big Book Bag. And it's geared with literacy and giving back to the kids in school. So it's all centered around me doing something, helping somebody.
That is so true from what I see. So, okay, so you get involved with something else. Is that your mental therapy?
Yes.
I can relate to that. Okay, now it's a change of thing, but it all revolves around youth. It all revolves around some type of education, right? Whether it's for
Yes.
adults, whether it's for parents or students. I applaud you for all that you do, and if you haven't heard it enough, just know that God is pleased. And I know that you've had your tough times as well with your mom just passing and you stepping up to the plate for Judge Shannon. Shout out to Judge Inga. We go way back. Not having to say our age, but since the 80s. And it's a blessing to still see her and knowing what she's doing in the community. And you dealing with all different types of walks of life that you have to meet them where they are, right?
Yes.
In order to help, you got to meet them where they are. You don't say, well, here's the title and this is the title that I wear. You don't wear those titles. You wear the work. You wear it well because you're
Thank
making
you.
a difference. You're out there being that trailblazer and that change agent in every family that you come across. Has there been any, speaking of families, and we're going to go, we just have a few minutes left. Have you had any families where you really felt like you couldn't reach them, that it actually made you feel that you could have helped but didn't, or where you felt like you've regretted that you should have done XYZ and you didn't, anything like that?
Yeah, you have those. You have those families that just rebel and just fight against you no matter how much you try to do it. And then it's just like, you know what? I'm done. Whatever happens, I need this child to be put on the ankle monitor, lock them up. I'm going to take you. I need the mama. I'm sorry. I need to file charges on you. And that's like the hardest thing is when I have to go in the prosecutor's office and file charges because I don't like to do that. And it's just
I know,
like,
right? Feels like you're the bad
yeah,
person when actually it wasn't you. It was done to you instead. Wow. Well, we're going to have to bring
yeah,
you back because I know that you do several things, Tara, but you just know that you are someone you should know. You are the face of a hero. And I want to thank you for all that you do. I appreciate you. Um, I may not see all that you do, but I know that you step up to the plate when it's called for. And I know Judge Inga is probably agreeing with me, right? If she's watching, without having to say all much that you're doing, but you had to step up to the plate at the same time, juggle with your mom not being well. At the same time, you are mom to two boys. At the same time, you have my school options. At the same time, you have downstate. At the same time, you have Project Rebuild. At the same time, you have these other non-for-profits that you're working on the side as a hot side hustle, like you really need it. Um, you know, that is like a band-aid. You're pulling and you're pulling and you're pulling, but just take care of you, that it doesn't come to the point where you pull that band-aid and it snaps.
Thank you.
Mental
Yes.
health is so prevalent.
Mhm.
Please take care of you, because no one else will take care of you, or I, or anyone else out there that's being the
That's
hero in
right.
the community.
Mhm.
Thank you, Tara, and to all those that watched. I know we went over, but that's okay. Um, we could still do another 15, but I know we have things to do. You won't, this won't be the last time that you come on the Face of a
Okay.
Hero.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you, and may God continue to use you. Thank you for saying yes and amen and being obedient to what God has placed you to do, because for whom much is given, much is required. That you're going to be here a while, okay? You're going to be here on earth for a while. So thank you, sweetheart. I love you. May God
Love you
bless
too.
you, and we'll
Thank
see you
you.
around in the region. Thank you so
All
much.
right.
All right. Wow, that was an amazing powerhouse, people. And if you want to know more about her, you can find her. I've put in the websites down on the bottom of the screen. She is with the Project Rebuild. She's with My School Options, and she truly is a face of a hero. With that, guys, I am going to go. We do have many heroes out there, and if you know one, please reach out to us. Thefaceofahero.com, 773-809-0106, or you know where to find me. I'm wherever you can find me. Google my name and you got me. And I thank you all for being our audience today. Spread the word, share this video, because many people may not know of what resources are out there, or many people may not know who our guests are that are heroes out in the community. Whatever state they're in, whatever county they're in, they are making it happen for you and for others. With that, I gotta go. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful Easter. May God bless you. Be safe out there and know that you are so, so, so loved. Until then, guess what? It's time to go. Tune in next week, Thursday at 8 p.m. on the Face of a Hero show. So I'll see you. Bye now.